Hi team. I'm making a recording here according to a new functionality that we have, and I called it Inline Edit. So that's a question to you, Abby. Is that a good name for this feature, for this functionality? You can, of course, think about it, look at it after we did the demonstration. So the functionality is more or less the same as the functionality that SDocs describe as a live edit. So maybe live edit is a better name. I'm going to leave that up to you to decide, up to the entire team here to decide that looks at this one. And maybe there is even a better name, like in process edit or something like that. I mean, we can go always, but we have to have a good name for this functionality. So look at the SDocs functionality, how SDocs does it. There is movies on it on YouTube. So yeah, they are quite deep on this and they propose it everywhere. And we see that kind of questions coming in from our customers, that our customers also say, hey, can we have this kind of functionality where in certain cases where there is something to edit, where there is something to change, we can still continue the process and do that in line or in process or in live. So the bad thing about the live edit from SDocs is that it doesn't allow you to share the document. So you can maybe have to say, well, there is a change to be done on the legal terms. You're not going to let the sales person do that. You're going to have a document, send it out for to the legal team, definitely in bigger companies, and that's where our focus is on bigger companies. And then they're going to say, okay, cool, I'm going to edit the document, make my changes, gonna do track and trace on these documents to make sure that we can know what kind of functional or what kind of updates that we have done. So that's what's bad about SDocs. This is just inside the browser. You cannot download a document and then start moving it around, sending it to other teams to get approval, and then continue the process. Now, how does our process work? So let me refresh the screen here. So our process starts by generating, for instance, a docx file. Okay, so for instance, I have a quote here, and I made certain discussions with the customer on this quote that certain items should change. So if I now open this quote, you can see that I just generated it, which is a functionality we already have had. Of course, this is nothing new. So I just used our PDF Butter component to generate the docx file. That's nothing new. We already had that. So now I can say, well, I need to make some changes. Let's say that I'm gonna add here this motor has to be delivered at his home address. Whatever. It's a test. It's just a demo here. So let's say that this is what we want to do. So give the contact person a call upon delivery. So we have now made a change to this document. That's good. I'm going to save this change. And now I'm going to continue the process. That's why I'm going to say, that's why I'm saying, is inline edit a good name? Is not in process edit a better name? So I've changed the docx file. And what we would normally do is just generate a PDF file and send it out via email, for instance. Now here, I'm going to have my docx file. I'm gonna, for instance, drag and drop my docx file on the component. Yep, like this. So now you see the docx file is there. I didn't have to save it as a PDF file. That was a functionality we also have today, that you have to save it first as a PDF file. But that was kind of troublesome because, of course, you have to do extra steps. You have to save it as PDF file, upload into Salesforce. And now we just have a component where you can drag and drop and then say mail quote. Now, mailing the quote will do two things. First of all, it will convert it into a PDF. That's one of the options that you can select. And second of all, it will now mail it out to the right person. So if I go to my mailbox, I now have received an email. Oh, can't cancel. So this is the email that I got, and in the email I indeed got a PDF document. And let's take a look if my changes are there. Let's see, it was on page 3. Yes, yes. So my changes are there. So I made my changes. I just continue the process, and this makes it very easy to make changes into documents and not having the hassle to save it as a PDF, upload it into Salesforce, and then select it again from another component. This is just generate a docx file, do your edit, send it to the right teams, let everybody review it. When all of that is done, just upload your docx file here and then continue with the process. And now I use an example for signing, but that example can just be for mailing, of course. So it's all options that we have over here. Same options that we would normally have in in another component of PDF Butler. And yeah, that's it. So let me know what you think. So I'm going to give an assignment here to Abby to think about what is the right position of this product, what is the right name of this product. So if you compare it with Live Edit from SDocs, if you compare it with what Conga has also something about editing of a document, please review these functionalities from SDocs and Conga and see if other of our components like let's say DocuSign, Adobe Cloud also have these kind of features, and then how do we compare against that? Is this a good comparison? Should we improve on it? Is there other things there? And I think what we need from the sales team is saying, hey, why is SDocs bad? And I think I already gave an example. Why is Conga bad and why are we are good? What's the power of just taking a docx file and you have all the options of a docx file? You can easily share it with your teams internally, the legal team, the consulting teams, the solution engineers, whatever, to update that document and then go back, send it to the salesperson and go back and continue the flow directly from Salesforce. So that's the good thing that we have to describe, and we have to now really position us against our competitors in this solution.